Yo, welcome to a special edition of the Grindhouse Podcast. With us right now, we have a Grindhouse athlete, the athlete, how everything got started. Wiley's own, Iowa football zone, Terrell Washington Jr. How you doing, bro?
I'm good. How about you?
I'm good, man. I want you to liven up. I want you to get into this a little bit, man. We're gonna make this fun. I don't want you to feel like this talking to me right now, bro. We've been doing this for 10 years plus at this point, man. So I just want to see, first off, how has college gone for you so far?
So far it's been pretty smooth. The biggest thing is like getting used to the college experience and the different workouts and the 6 a.m.s and yeah, it's after you get used to that, it's all smooth after that.
Yeah, and I think that's for anybody. Where I'm gonna say like with us, with changing jobs, changing things like that. Like with me growing up, your dad growing up, where you learn how to do something different, and then you realize, oh crap, this ain't what I thought it was gonna be. So let me ask you from your initial, what football was growing up, because of course, I've known you since you were, before you had hair on your face, to where you are right now. Is this what you thought football was gonna be?
For the most part, no.
Mm-hmm.
I felt like it was gonna be way more like the game moving faster. I'd take longer for me to get used to it, but
Mm-hmm.
after a while, when you start to get into it and you playing with the high caliber players like I've been playing with, you get used to it faster and you get to get more experience. And
Mm-hmm.
by the time I touch the field, I'm gonna make a play by then.
All right. So let me ask you this. So obviously, growing up, you used to being, hey, TJ about to score. We're gonna just give him the ball. He gonna score. We used to being able to. What's been the difference for you though, with knowing that sometimes all right, I'm not gonna, I can't break this every single time. Is what's been that? How has that? I'm gonna say the word humble because I know it is not really humbling to you, but how has that changed your perspective of what football is for yourself?
Uh, it taught me a lot of patience. I feel like when you got people that's going to the league right above you, it's like it's not much you can do, but just take notes and be patient and wait for your time, because God gonna bless me sooner or later. So I'm just being patient, stay to my word.
That's all you can do at times, man. And you learn it, and I think it teaches you some adult lessons too, because there are times where, as an adult, you want to go and you want to go do things right now. You want it right now, but right now ain't always the best time.
Yeah.
And it's good to learn that lesson, but make sure that lesson don't learn you. I hope you know what I mean by that, because sometimes that lesson will teach you something, and you wanna kind of go into a shell and things like that. So never let that lesson learn you. So we're gonna go back to some early you. So where you get that passion to play, man? Where did it come from for you?
I guess just watching my dad play, watching him come out the tunnel and everything. Since I watched that, I always want to play football. I want to be better than him. Whatever I do, work as hard as I can, because I got that drive that he used to like. He put inside of me. I only have like one way of working, and that's hard. So
That's what's up. Man. And I think a lot of people don't realize that where that comes from. Sometimes it's what you see, sometimes it's what you feel, but it's always that's in you. So, he put it in you. He helps you with that, help you get that drive and things like that. So, but the passion part, because it's easy to say I want to work hard, I want to be better, but that passion to be better. And once you get to this point where because y'all play totally different position. Your dad played defense. All defense is all. I got to be a dog. I gotta react to what I'm seeing. You you have to be smarter than what's going on the other side. You gotta do things a little bit different. So on the offensive side, how do you put that mentality that your dad put into you on the offensive side of the ball though?
well, I feel like it started off with I grew up playing defense.
Mm-hmm.
So by the time I got to offense, I know what they looking for.
Mm-hmm.
And when I know exactly what to attack, I just attack that one thing. But also on offense, you can't be too like quick to jump. You gotta make sure you set them up in the right area and make sure you don't overthink the situation you in. So that's what I do.
All right, so let's talk about high school, man. So tell me about your high school days, man. What did you love about high school from beginning to end? And what didn't you like? Because again, Texas high school football is we always say it's a monster, it's a beast. Everybody always talk about the stadiums and the pageantry and all this stuff with Texas high school football. So tell me about the early high school days. We're not gonna talk about middle school and little league. We know them don't matter, man. We scoring 55 touchdowns in the season during that time. But high school football, what did you learn? What did you love about it? What do you miss about it?
Well, first, what I learned from it is like you have to be patient. You can't everything not gonna happen at one time because my first year on varsity we went like 1-9, something like that.
It wasn't pretty. It wasn't pretty at all.
So it took time for me to get used to not always giving up and having a mindset of the game isn't over. And then what I liked about it is you got that brotherhood, you got everything that you like. Me and Lil Ant right now, we still kick it every day. Every time we get back, we always gonna have fun. It's built that brotherhood, and also like you learn how to do the hard days without being like cursed out yet and all that. You get to learn over time, and I miss just how easy it was my senior year. Like
it felt like no matter what you touched the ball, it was going. Man.
Yeah, I know. Like on this play, I'm gonna score no matter what. When you get to like college, then they able to go against like the Jay Higgs out there, it's like you don't know what's next.
Yeah,
like
that hole look like it's this, and then
it shrink. Now you got to turn sideways to go through the hole. So it's like it's just being creative with it. So
we're gonna continue with high school before we go to some other stuff. So obviously, you talked about the beginning of high school. It was a struggle.
Yeah.
Did that struggle with not winning? Did it kind of put a little, not doubt in you, but did it kind of make you rethink football a little bit? Because a lot of times people get to that struggle like, I don't know if this is right for me.
Yeah, at first it had me thinking like, do I really want to play this? Because all I knew for the first 2 years of high school is we got to do better. I don't know how to do better, but sooner or later I'm gonna have to learn. So it's like it just took some time.
Yeah. So once we had a coaching change. And obviously, me and your dad, we sat down. I won't lie. I'm gonna tell you some secrets. We thought about, is Wylie East gonna be where we need to stay at? So we had some talks and things like that. We had a coaching change. So what made you believe in that culture or that new?
Hi, I'm Shane with Restore Hyper Wellness right here in Murphy, Texas. I'm proud to say we're partners with Grindhouse Sports Training just next door in Wylie. Now, Coach Washington over at Grindhouse Sports Training has done a phenomenal job at not just building out a business in the community, being a pillar in the community, but also being an inspiration to the young, talented kids that he trains each and every day. Now, last year, Coach Washington started a podcast, a Grindhouse podcast. The links are below. I encourage each and every one of you to go check this out, listen to it, like it, enjoy it. Coach Washington will walk you through his personal experiences, what motivates him, what made him what he is today, and why he's so effective at being a phenomenal leader to these young, talented individuals. Check out the podcast. We'll see you soon.
With that class of those guys who, we had to go back and had to learn how to win, things like that. So knowing you guys, knowing yourself, knowing Ant, knowing Jakari, knowing those guys who you guys are close to, but you guys aren't loud, not boisterous. So how did you guys implement that work ethic in your teammates or help them to know, hey, this is what we got to do to win?
Yeah, we just had to show by action, because we don't really talk that much. Maybe like more of the Jaden Hubbards, and he helped with the more vocal things, but we was more of like, you gonna watch what we do, and we gonna be in front of the line. We're gonna show you how to do everything.
So, all right. So look at that. We got the winning. Got some playoffs experience in us after moving up. We'll talk about that's a whole other story. Moving up and where we was playing after the district we was playing in. So recruiting. All right. How did recruiting go for you? How did you feel when recruiting was going on, and what did you learn from that process?
First, it was stressful, to be honest. Like just not knowing where you're going. It's a lot of uncertainty. It's just a lot going on. But it's fun being able to go to the different campuses and being able to, see the Jimbo fishes and seeing how they live their life. It's a fun experience, but
it was stressful.
Yeah,
We're gonna go with stressful. We go with stressful. So we got to the end. We on a cruise. We go ahead and tell the world we on a cruise, and you got your coach that you committed to Purdue, and he's leaving. Where did your head go at that point? Where did your head go? Not what your dad was thinking, not what I was thinking. What were you thinking at that moment?
I was like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do. I don't want to go there no more because like the only coaches I knew, they gone. That's all I knew at the time. I was completely invested in that one program. So it was like I had to reopen up my eyes to different schools after that and get to experience it. But at the time, I was just confused and lost for a little bit.
Well, like I said, it's good to have good people around you who are going to help you, guide you through that too. So Iowa comes out of nowhere probably 5 days before we on a cruise. So how did you take that? And tell me about that visit experience too? So
Yeah, so whenever they offered me, it was like a little weight off my shoulder, being able to go to the Big Ten still. Because my dad played, I just wanted to compete at the level he was playing. That was my mindset at the time. And when I went on my visit, it was like a lot of stuff wasn't going away because it was like a long day with traveling. The plane kept getting canceled and pushed back. It was just a lot going on. And then when I got there, it just felt like, home. It felt like I could be here for some years. And then the person that was taking me around campus and everything was Caleb Johnson. So it was like it was a decent time, had played the game, got to learn some things from him because, this was right off his best season he had freshman year. So it was just getting to learn what was going on and like anything I need to be worried about. But for the most part, it was a smooth visit, and I think that Coach Betts is like one of the best running back coaches you can have in the nation. So it's just a good experience being around.
But that's what's up. So we get to Iowa. Tell me about the culture because from the outside looking in, we watching y'all holding hands, walking on the field, and we see all the chats and see the crowd, we see the wave. But tell me about the locker room culture. Tell me what the stuff that we don't see.
Yeah, it's all one way. They only do things one way. And that's the Iowa way. And it's like it's like Iowa strong. That's what they call it, something like that. And it's like being able to lean on your brothers and like when we come on the field and we holding hands, it's the show that we're together. And it's like a long list of things that they put in the player lounge to like show what the swarm mean. And it's just like a team functioning. That's all we do. Everything we do is team oriented. So
I got you. So what's some of the lessons that you've learned so far with being a player for Iowa? We ain't talking about college because you ain't been nowhere to college. We've been there. So what have you learned about yourself and as yourself as a football player while being in Iowa City?
Well, my first couple of practices, I was like looking at how Coop and Jay Higg and all of them practice, and it was like, yeah, I gotta make sure I'm perfect. That's where I learned to not like be perfect, but try and like push myself to be consistent and perfect. The more you watch film and the more you get to hanging around how to learning like to watch film and learning that it's a lot going on, but over time you get to learn how to do it and it get way better. So
that's what's up. So game prep, game weeks, things like that. So tell me about how that goes because like I said, a lot of people ain't played college football, man. They ain't played in high school is what they know. So how does a typical prep week for you go?
The first 3 days out the week, we got practice. The 6 a.m.s. It actually start at 6 a.m. So you got to be there at like 5:15, and warm up, hit. It's something called Nord board, where it's like a little hamstring thing. But we do all that. I say around Thursday, our off day. Friday, we get into our last practice, make sure everything straightened out. And then after that, we go straight into the hotels. We go to the hotels. We have our meetings, watch the last bit of film we got, get to, the meal, and
you're ready to play at that point, man.
Yeah.
You're tired of talking at that point. You're ready to play. So
it's just a long week.
Yeah, it seems like it takes forever just to get to that game. Be short though.
Yeah, it's like the game easier than the practice we've been going through. So
that's how it's supposed to feel, though, bro. It's supposed to feel like the game should be easy if you got good team, good teammates, and stuff like that. The game harder than practice, then your coaches ain't doing something right. So it should feel that way. So let me ask you this, because obviously most people were a star in high school. We're gonna say that out loud. Mm-hmm. Most people, they touch the ball, they scoring. That's just what it is when you're a college player. How do you handle that pressure, though, when it comes to you want to perform? Mm-hmm. You ain't oblivious to what goes on in the media. You Google yourself. We grown. We gonna say that you look and things like that. But how do you make sure that pressure doesn't become overwhelming for you, that you continue to just stay the course?
Just blocking out all the unnecessary things. The Fox, Two News, and all of them. They're gonna be in your ear, but at the end of the day, you got to worry about the game, because they're not gonna look at you no more if you're not performing the way you're supposed to perform. So it's like just, I guess, locking in on the 1-2s above you. Like, I guess you can say taking it one step at a time, or not worried about too far in the future.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gonna ask you this, because again, we talking about pressure, and we want to make sure. So not worry about too far in the future, but you kind of do have to worry about what's in the future too for yourself, because one of those things of like, you want to perform, you want to be out there playing, you want to be out there making a difference for your team. So how do you balance that, though, where that I got to figure out how to get myself on the field so I can help my team, compared to I'm just gonna do the job they're asking me to do too?
It's just doing the extra things that you got to do. The film, the making sure you asking questions when you got questions. Mm-hmm. It's the watching extra film when nobody else watching film. It's little things like that. The extra catches after practice, showing the coaches that you care. Yeah, that's for the most part. That's all it is.
Okay. So let's talk about the stuff that everybody the people your age want to hear about. Tell me about off the field, man. What you getting into in Iowa City, man?
Iowa City is a party school. So it's a lot going on. Mm-hmm. I mean, for the most part, when we like go out as a group and everything, it's a good experience. Mm-hmm. Like, it's a couple times where it's just like, I can't believe I'm in college right now. Yeah, still get those experiences, but take it on the chin. You don't really see your parents or nothing, so it's like you gotta kick it with your boys. Yeah, you got no other choice.
Yeah, I got you. So, like I said, I ain't gonna make this long, because I want you to kind of think about this, and I want to make sure we do this again each time after spring and the seasons and stuff like that. So, but I do want you to let people know. So, what's your goals, man? What's the plan right now for? And I don't want to go too far, because you play football, so it's easy to say NFL, I want to make the league. But this next off season, what's your goals right now in order to get yourself ready for next season?
Well, the number one thing I'm worried about is, being able to take the hits and everything. So like getting my body weight up a little bit, and being able to keep my speed with it also. My second thing I say is being able to read the defense in a way that the linebacker's moving. Mm-hmm. And even if I do go back to receive for a little bit, being able to read what coverage they in, run the right route at a faster rate. Because I was doing it last year, it just wasn't to the speed I wanted to. Yeah. And then the last thing is, showing the coaches that they can trust me and that I'm gonna make a play when they give me the opportunity.
That's what's up.
That's the biggest thing.
All right, well, that's what's up. So I'm gonna ask you a few questions. Me and your dad we like to do one last rep. So we're gonna do a rep with you right quick. All right. Favorite game day meal?
I mean, we only got a few options, but I always go with before the game, I get a little pasta, red sauce pasta, some bread, I know this random, but I always got the corn with it.
Because it's Iowa, because you're eating corn.
We eat corn before every game, so it's
cornbread fed, guys. Cornbread fed.
And then I get off to the side like a potato, something like that.
All right. Game day playlist. Top 2 songs on the playlist.
My go-to is always like Ride Wave, some old school. I like to switch it up. I've been listening to the slower songs. I was listening to a little Anthony Hamilton.
Your boy listen to R&B too, man. Y'all make it weird for me, man. Y'all
I mean, personally, that's just what I do. Like a couple minutes before the game, I just turn on some gospel music. That get me in the right mindset.
Yeah.
I'm different from other people. They can listen to the NBA young boys.
I don't know.
It's just not for me.
So yeah,
not for me.
All right. Give high school freshman year Terrell one piece of advice from red shirt freshman Terrell.
Just not putting too much pressure on yourself, because it's all gonna work out the way that God wanted to work out. It's just taking one step at a time and not putting too much stress on yourself. All right. That's the biggest thing. And
give one piece of advice to the grindhouse athletes right now.
Being consistent is the only way to do it, because the coaches and D1 level, they not gonna care if you make a play here and there. They want you to be the most consistent person on the field. So that's the biggest thing I can say right now.
All right. Well, y'all, we're gonna end it with that. TJ, where can they find you on social media?
Terrell the second, with 2 and is
you got to spell it out. We will put it in the show notes, things like that. That's what's that? IG? What's that?
Yeah. I don't even remember my
no,
Twitter.
It's all good, man.
I'm
trying to get your followers up, man. Gotta get your followers up, man. Like you're still a business, man. You got to be a business. All right, y'all. So we're gonna end it at that, man. We'll see y'all later.
This is Terrell Washington. Thank you for tuning in to the Grindhouse Podcast. If you're enjoying our show, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share our content on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube, and all other podcast platforms. Remember, you must grind and shine.